even though he's still fighting MMA. This guy has definitely made a name for himself. One of the most exciting fighters right now in the BKFC. It is Mansfield's own Mr. Julian Lane here in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Starting off with a bang tonight, guys.
And didn't come alone, man. You got a new strap.
Yeah, and look at this pretty belt right here that I just got August 2nd, man. I just became the BKFC Welterweight World Champion.
Yeah, really cool to see you blossom, prosper in that sport right now, and to have you back home too, man. I was told that you lived in my neighborhood, but I didn't know for sure until I bumped into you yesterday. So how often do you actually get a chance to come back to the field?
I come back pretty often. I do have family here. I have 4 daughters back home. I'm home now, so I have 4 daughters here, and this is just where I come spend my quality time after my fights. I get a little bit of downtime from training, from fighting, and I just come home and try to spend the best quality time that I can. But hey, I'll be out of here in a few days, get back to work, and I'm just looking forward to the journey and what's in store for me.
So when you do go back to work, as you said, training down in Florida, I know you make some time in Vegas. You're with the All In Sports Company now too. So just for
I'm not with them.
Did you dump them?
It wasn't like a dump. I'm not gonna say it like that, but it was a little bit of a fallout. But we were still cool. I'm still cool with those guys. But going into my last fight, there was some conflict of interest there. So I actually went to that last fight betting on myself, and I went in there as my own manager, like I did my whole career.
Okay.
Except for that 1 year that I had with All In. But yeah.
So you're back repping yourself?
I'm back solo, man. I'm a free agent and just doing my thing, man. I mean, I'm also a manager too. I manage a couple fighters myself. So I just, it's a crazy sport, man. And sometimes, people don't know your worth, man. And you got to know your worth. You got to know your worth, and you got to be able to, stand up for yourself. And that's what I had to do going into this last fight. And hey, I got the W, got the belt, and here we are, man.
Yeah, and you got some fresh new ink too. So fill me in on just the thought process behind the new test.
So I've been on this spiritual journey. I've had spiritual awakenings over the last 5-6 years, and I've just been finding myself closer to God. And yeah, I was possessed with the spirit, man. And I just wanted to put my Lord and Savior on, tattoo the cross on my face, Yahweh above that, which is the original Hebrew name for God. And I'm still learning though. I'm trying to figure who I really am. And, besides Julian Lane, I want to know what's deeper than that. I want to know how deep my roots go. And that's just what that's about, man. And I figured I'd do it and not think twice about it. Don't think too long about it, because then I'd probably talk myself out of it. So thought it up, and then I just went ahead and got it done. And my boy Shannon Voles, he has a tattoo spot down on Park Avenue.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Called Outer Minds. Hey, check him out, man.
It's definitely it's a bold statement. I think it's cool that it has a connection to how you're feeling right now. And you said your faith has been a big part of your journey. How much would you credit that and the current success that you're having all the way across the board? Just fighting, seems like you're in a really happy place overall. Would you say that just kind of getting a center with your spirituality has helped a lot?
All glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without God, none of us would be here, and this wouldn't even be possible for me. So all glory to Him, and I'm just thankful that He chose me to walk this journey, and through the ups and downs. Yeah, it's been a marathon. Like I tell everybody, it's a marathon, it's not a race. So we're on His divine timing, and it's my time, and here we are. I used to always try to rush and look into the future, and I live in the past a lot, look in the future a lot. But I'm starting to learn how to enjoy the present moment and to just embrace each and every day, man. And I'm growing. We're only humans, so. We live and learn, and that's what it's about, as long as you're growing.
Well, present day, you've grown into a champion, my friend. You got the strap to back it up, and 6-fight win streak with you coming into today, if you include that MMA fight that you had here in Ohio. So give me some insight as to what's made Julian Lane a better fighter, a guy that when he steps into, whether it's the octagon or the ring, you're feeling confident and you know that you're going to get the job done right now.
Yeah, so I mean, I started off my career literally out of my dad's garage back in 2008. I booked my first amateur fight in MMA, and after that, I jumped straight into the fight without training, and it just kind of became a cycle. And I wouldn't say like a toxic cycle, but it was not a cycle that I wanted. I knew that I had more potential than that, and I was never living up to my full potential because I was always rushing into the next fight, because I lost my very first amateur fight. So, yeah, of course, anytime a fighter loses, he wants to redeem himself. So I would jump right back in the ring, jump right back in the cage, and it just became me. You know, like I would literally go onto mixedmartialarts.com and I would look up fight cards, and I would find an opponent that didn't have an opponent. So I would look through there, and then most of the time it was the hometown main event. And I reached out to the matchmaker, promoter, hey, I see you're looking for somebody, and it's be my weight class, and hey, I'll take that fight, you know. And that's just how my whole career was built, all the way into even through my professional career. And you know, but the best part about it is I have won more than I've lost. So it, you know, and I've come a long way, and I've built my whole career on that. And I was always the guy. We used to call ourselves, me, Chris McCrae, Dante Rivera. We used to call ourselves the out-of-town shooters, man, because I was always the out-of-town guy coming to the hometown to fight the hometown guy, man. And yeah, that's just what I'm. You know, that's what built me into the fighter that I am, and I would never take it back. You know, I learned a lot of experience, and I just through the wins and losses, like, we don't lose, we learn, man. And I used to think the losing was real, but it's really not, man, as long as you learn from it and you can come back from it. And yeah, so that's basically how my career was. And going, you know, starting this journey, like this 6-fight win streak, you know, it was just, I was going through a lot, man. I was going through a lot of ups and downs, mental battles, and I was taking fights. And then, you know, whether you want to lose a fight, there's always a downhill, you know. And I used to go through battling depression, and I would be non-consistent with my training, and it would be hard to get myself back on track after fights, whether I win or lose. So, you know, like one day, man, like March of 2023, my father passed away, and I was like, you know what, man, like I was supposed to have this belt, you know. He was supposed to see this happen in person, man. And like we were always talking, like, yeah, I was always telling my dad, man, he had congestive heart failure when he was 50, 52, 55 or something like that. I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to buy you a heart one day, you know what I mean? And then like I wasn't able to do that, man, and that really stuck with me, man, and it like really hurt me, man. And I was just like, you know what, I know my dad's watching now over me now, and I haven't lost since, man, and I'm just gonna keep climbing this ladder, man, keep climbing this mountain, and I'm just gonna keep making him proud, watching over me, and you know, I'm gonna fulfill my destiny, man, fulfill my dreams. And since then, I've just been the keys to victory: discipline and consistency, man. Without those two, you can't win fights. You can't consistently win fights. You can get lucky, but you will never make it to the top. So that's the key, man. You got to stay disciplined. You got to stay consistent. And that's what changed my whole career. And now I'm 6 fights in a row winning, becoming the bare knuckle world champion.
You can tell you're locked in, man, and everything's flowing in the right direction, the way that it needs to. What I like most outside of your appearances in the ring, where you're a very exciting fighter to watch, is that there's a little bit of antics to you. There's some theater as well when you're outside, and, you know, the Mike Perry incident where you guys are fighting in the crowd, and, you know, you've had some pretty good run-ins at some of the weigh-ins and stuff. Yeah. So promoting yourself from that point of view and creating some interest in the fight, how big of the game is that for you, making a name for yourself? Because over the last 5 years, I just keep seeing like the likes and the view counts on your stuff. It keeps going up and up and up since you've been in the BKFC. And I really think it's because you've developed this persona, even though you're very centered now, and I can tell, but at the same time, you're trying to sell some tickets out there.
Absolutely, man. You know, like I said, I'm very centered, but at the end of the day, we're there to put on a show for the fans. We're there to put on a show. And there's a difference. There's two different people. You have Julian Lane, the calm, collective, charming man, and then you have Let Me Bang. And that's the guy who I bring out in the ring, and I give the fans what they want to see, man. I give them that exciting build-up, that the hype behind the fight. And you know, that those antics, you like with the Mike Perry thing, like I had to do that in order to get that fight. They had me fighting, like Mike Perry was about to, you know, they said he's making his bare knuckle debut, and I'm just like, man, I want that fight. I want to be his his bare knuckle debut. And they had me fighting, I think Caleb Harris or something like that. So like I was in Tampa one day at the Hard Rock watching BKFC, and Mike Perry was there, and I was just like, man, I'm doing something tonight, but I just don't know what it is. And
went for it.
Out of nowhere, I seen him go up on the big screen. I looked up and I was like, now's the time to do it. And that's what I did, man. I literally walked up to him, and it literally just happened naturally. Like I did not script that or anything. I reached into my back pocket. I had a postcard. Somebody was handing postcards out that night. I flicked it at him. I was like, what's up, Platinum? I don't know if I could say the P word, but what's up, Platinum Pussy? You know, and I threw the cards at him. He looked back. He's like, oh man, like, and he got up and swung on me, man. So it made for great entertainment. And they actually, BKFC had posted that I was suspended, and I was like, as soon as they say I was suspended and I can't fight Caleb Harris, I was like, yes, I got the fight.
So it worked out perfectly.
I was like,
the cards fell where they needed to.
As soon as they canceled my fight with Caleb Harris, I was like, I know it. I got the fight, man. So, but without, you know, like I said, you got to closed mouths can't get fed, man. And a lot of times in this game, you have to take what's yours. It's not going to be handed to you. You know, you have to go out and get it, man.
There's a lot of showmanship to it as well. Not quite like WWE, but a lot of guys that I've met that are in the fight game, they're not how they are on TV when you're just talking to them one-on-one. So you've done a really nice job of selling yourself and being in the fight game as long as you have. I got a little compilation of some pictures here, just that you've met some really cool dudes. I saw Tito Ortiz recently just showed up. So
met him last this past Saturday.
Yeah, super recently.
Tito, man, the Huntington Beach bad boy. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He was actually really respectful. That guy, I think he's a power slap champion. I met him in Vegas.
And that's a crazy sport.
At the MMA Awards. That was he was a cool dude. Yeah, that is a crazy sport.
Just you with
there's
the
my
team.
boy Shannon, Tiger Life, my boy Frankie, and my other sponsor Jeff Meeks to the right. Got a little crew there, man. I tell him, yeah, there's Rocky Edwards on the left. My trainer Billy Saucer. Rocky's a good dude, man. He's always come through for me when I needed, you know, bodies in the gym.
Shout out Billy, one of the best around.
Absolutely, Billy always comes through, man.
Ariel Hawani,
yeah, look at that, man.
Love the show.
That's you know, I want to get on that one day. You know, one day I'll be on his podcast as well. Cody Garbrandt, he actually
Ohio legend,
was there to witness me win this title right here, man. I was walking out to the ring. He was right there, man. Like, yeah, let's go, Julian. He dapped me up. I got in the ring, and it's like it brought back memories from The Ultimate Fighter when he was my coach.
Yeah.
And ever since then, man, like Cody's a down-to-earth dude, man. And he's like, he always picks up the phone. He always texts you back, message, comments, likes your stuff. He's a real down-to-earth guy, man. He that's one guy that doesn't forget where he comes from.
Big fight, obviously, on Saturday, too, within boxing, where we had Canelo get to go toe-to-toe with Bud. A really fun fight that I just watched on Sunday morning. Did you get a chance to take that one in?
I didn't. I was supposed to watch it, man, and I actually canceled plans. I just got back from the Hard Rock in Miami, and we had a long weekend with the BKFC, and I just couldn't stay awake, man. I had to get some sleep. I was so tired from, you know, the weekend, but I did catch the highlights, and it was a very, very good fight. And, you know, Bud's a beast, man. And I figured he was going to win that fight. I know Canelo's tough, man. And Canelo just seemed very confident in the interviews and press conferences, man. So I was like, man, It's gonna be a tough one, man. But hey, Bud pulled it off, and hats off to
What
him.
I thought
man.
was most impressive too is he stayed in the southpaw stance the entire fight. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it showed in the highlight that you've seen or not, but he
Yeah, I didn't
never
pick that
ever
up.
switches to orthodox at any point in the fight.
Really?
Which is his calling card and which has got him to the point where
Right.
he's considered living legend.
Yeah.
And he dominated. I had him winning 9 of the 12 rounds.
Wow.
I thought that he put on an absolute show. So
What a
to see them boys go out there, and it was a spectacle where we're seeing the entire globe kind of shut down. It's on Netflix. I couldn't even get through on my account. I tried 100 times and 100
sure.
ways to
It
log
was
in.
like the highest sold, right?
Yeah, so bogged down, there was no chance to see it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And it was what, Zuffa boxing, right? Yeah. Zuffa. So that was Dana's.
Correct.
And the
Yep, Dana
Fertitas.
was involved. They had the Turkey guy, the Sheik.
Yeah.
He was out there spending all the money. But as far as the sport that you're in right now, because it's still, I want to say in its infancy stages, even though it's grown and it's got a lot of traction now, but can you see it one day being where it's a big pay-per-view type of event where we're on Netflix? It's global now and it's in 120 countries. Do you feel like you guys have that type of traction, or is that even a place where you want to go in your sport?
I mean, I believe it does. You know, this it's the fastest growing combat sport as it is right now, and I just feel like, you know, sky's the limit for this. You know, Conor McGregor's on board, and
Yeah.
like he said, he's going to take it to the moon, man. And I really believe that. You know, we have a lot like BKFC. It's a tight family, man, and everybody, like, they put in so much work behind the scenes that people don't see, man. And they're constantly on the road doing shows after show after show, and they're just pushing this thing to the top, man. And I believe, you know, it will make it to the big, you know, a big network like Netflix. You know, that's what we're waiting on, man. Like, that would be awesome. I couldn't wait for that. And now that I'm champ, you know, hey, I would love that. I would love that, man.
Well, definitely looking at some of the rosters, there's a lot of former UFC guys right now that are fighting in your organization.
sure,
So
for
it's
sure.
becoming a bit of a feeder system, and you're still participating in MMA too. So talk about that dynamic there, and going from this sport where you're allowed to, of course, wrap people up, ground and pound the whole 9 yards. You're a guillotine expert, and then you got to go to where you're just using your hands and just keeping your weapons all fine-tuned, jumping back and forth. How has that gone these last few years?
It's going very well. Like, MMA, man, is the ultimate fighting. You know, that's why it's called the ultimate. I mean, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, man. Like, MMA, man, you kicks, knees, punches, takedowns. So that's all combat sports put in one. And just transitioning from that to bare knuckle, it just makes bare knuckle an easier fight for me. You know what I mean? But bare knuckle has made me step out of my comfort zone as to becoming better and more confident in my stand-up, because I was a grappler going in. You know, as an MMA fighter, I was always a grappler. I started off, you know, as a wrestler when I was a young kid, and then I got into the sport, you know, shooting takedowns, shooting double legs, and ground and pound. And, you know, and most of the time, like you said, a guillotine submission, it would end up there. So that became my bread and butter. But, you know, transitioning is, you know, it was an easy transition for me. I can say myself, I've never hit a guy on the ground in bare knuckle. Like, a lot of these guys get in this fight and get into the bare knuckle, and like, they'll drop a guy and they'll keep hitting away on the ground. They're like, oh shit, my bad. And it's like, I never did that. Like, my debut in England, I fought bare knuckle before the BKFC. Yeah. So I fought for BKB over in England before the BKFC even started. And I fought a guy 17-0 from Ireland. His name was Jimmy Sweeney. Undefeated, man. They told me, when you get into the ring, just relax. This guy takes 20 minutes for his walkout. They carried him out on the throne. He had his crown on, his little cape, and he got in the ring. Like I said, man, I ended up winning a unanimous decision, and in his hometown. So, you know, I definitely beat that ass, because I got the decision victory, and they took a point from me in the 4th round. But I got a knockdown in the 1st round. I got a knockdown in the 3rd round. And when I knocked him down in the 3rd round, I ran up on him like I was about to hit him while he's on the ground. But I just did that because he was talking so much smack before the fight. And I'm just like, man, just so you know,
Dominance.
if this was MMA, I would just pound you out till the ref pulled me off. You know what I mean? So, but I have never hit the guy on the ground. So it's not hard to transition, man. It's not hard to like, you know, it's all in there, man. It's all in your instinct, man. It's all in there, man. And I'm just naturally gifted, man, when it comes to this fighting, man. Like I literally rewatch my fights and I'm like, yo, how did I do that? What made me do that? It's like once that switch clicks, it's on autopilot, man. Once you click that switch, it's autopilot. And yeah, like I'll weave punches. I'll hit dudes with combinations. I'll land knockdowns, and I'm just like, man, how did I set that? How did I see that opening? You know, because it's like when you're in there, you don't feel like, you know, sometimes you're overwhelmed, you're tense, and sometimes you don't really see it. But once you slow your mind and you relax, you're able to just see every opening, man. And that's what I love about that's what I love about fighting. You know, it just puts you in that fight or flight mode. It's in just the endorphins and the dopamine that you get from it, man, the high that you get from it. It's like it's nothing like it, man. And yeah, I'm just thankful to be able to do this and be able to live my dream and fight and support my kids, support my family. And like I said, man, I'm still growing. I'm still not where, you know, I still haven't reached my goals. I've reached many goals, but I'm not done. I have a long way to go. You know, there's many more mountain peaks above this one. You know what I mean? And like I used to go to Vegas and train, man, and I'll relate this to the fighting. I used to go out to Mount Charleston, and we used to hike the mountains. And every time I would see a mountain peak. I'm like, man, there's the top. We would get to the top of that mountain, and then there would be another peak behind it that was hiding. And it's like, how didn't you see that? And then you get to that one, and then there's another one, and it's continuous and continuous and continuous, and it doesn't stop peaking. You know what I mean? So like the journey is endless, man. The opportunities are endless, and this is what I'm going to do, you know, and hopefully one day, well, not hopefully, one day I will retire from this and I will have my own business. You know, I'll have a gym here in Mansfield, Ohio. You know, I got a lot of things I'm working on, man. And, you know, I want to open a ministry. You know, I want to start a ministry. I want to start a gym. And I just want to give back to the community. I want to put something here in Mansfield because there's so much talent in this city, man. And there's a lot of wasted talent because the guys don't have the opportunities, man. And they just don't have the role models that they need. So that's why I'm here, man. I feel like God sent me here just to do that. This is God's field, you know, the city of churches, man. We got a church on every corner of the city, man. And hey, I'm here for a reason, man.
Well, we'd welcome you back with open arms, of course. Would love to have you here full time and doing your thing and getting some of the youngsters up and going in their game, giving them some opportunities. So we do look forward to that. When you decide to call it quits, you're right in your prime right now, it seems.
No, for sure.
38 years old, man. That's
crazy,
20
right?
or whatever.
Man, I'm like,
you still cooking.
I'm aging like fine wine, man.
You look younger than last time I seen you. I swear it's been a few years, man. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I got to know, though, you said the transition from MMA to bare knuckle, it's really no big deal. But talk about the transition when you go from let me bang, bro, to father, and you're at home, and you got 4 girls at home, too. So having to get that softer side of yourself to come out, how much different is your training personality, your fighting personality versus when you're at home and you just got to be pops?
I mean, it's very... Sometimes it's difficult, man, because I go from complete isolation, you know, like before my last fight, while I was training, you know, I'm in Clearwater, Florida, but I have an Airbnb. I stay alone, and I literally don't come in contact with people much. I'm at the house, then I'm at the gym, and then I'm at the house, I'm at the gym. Like I don't do a lot of interacting with people. It's a lot of isolation, because isolation brings elevation. You know what I mean? And that's the hard part about coming back home, because then I got a house full of kids. They're running around. It's like I got this one talking to me. I got 4 people talking to me at the same time. And I'm just like, all right, one at a time now, one at a time. So, but then you really just have to you have to learn how to just soak it in and relax, woosah, you know. And and that's it. But hey, I have a daughter that is on the way, and she's due November 11th. So this will be my 5th girl, man. And you know, I love my girls. I love them to death, man. And I can't wait to bring another life into this world.
Yeah, it takes a special type of dude to be a girl dad, and especially I mean, you got a whole offensive line now on the way. You got a starting 5 in hoops.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And my girlfriend she has 3 boys herself. So it's like
Brady
she has
Bunch.
3 boys. I give her first girl, man. I gave her a first girl. I thought she was gonna give me my first boy, but I gave her first girl, man. So, and you know, I'm just looking forward to it, man. Like the girls, they definitely soften the heart. They have made me who I am. They have showed me how to love correctly, or you know, love better. Cause I'm not the best yet. I'm not the best lover, but I'm on my way.
Always
and I
improve.
just try to always try to be kind to people, man, and just try to be the best version of myself, man. Like that's what it's about. Because if you don't, like, you'll regret it, man. You gotta enjoy the small things, man, and just spread the love to people. Don't hate. Just live your life, inspire, and do your best. That's it, man.
Well, you look like you were at your best when you fought undefeated fighter in your last one for the strap, guy they call Go-Go.
Yeah.
So is he on your radar potentially for rematch? Are you getting calls? Are there other guys that are in kind of your like window that you want to jump through another opportunity at? Or what do you think's next?
Well, Go-Go, it wouldn't be I don't see a rematch coming soon, but he is, like I said, he's a really good dude. I met him before the fight, after the fight. He's a very humble guy, and he's already back working, man. So he's definitely hungry, and he wants to avenge that loss. I see him going along a far way. He has a bright future ahead of him. But I've had my eyes on a few guys. I was Connor Tierney called me out, but unfortunately, he needs 6 months to get ready for me. So that's probably not gonna happen. So that he's gonna get passed up. And other than that, there's 2 guys fighting, Jake Lindsay and Bryce Henry. They're fighting in Indiana in October. But, I want to get one more fight in before the year's over, man. I'm having a baby. I just want to get ahead, man. I've always been behind, man. I've always been playing catch up, over the years. So it's like, it feels good to, get ahead. And I am ahead now, but I'm getting ahead still. So I think one more fight before the year's over puts the icing on the cake. November 22nd, I want to fight in Dubai. So I'm thinking maybe Dustin Peg. Hey, if he's willing to scrap, if he's willing to let me bang, hey, let's go, Dustin Peg. Sign the fight, man. Let's fight November 22nd in Dubai.
All right, Dustin, you just heard it right here, man. Julian's ready for you, man. Let him bang. That's what we're looking for, BKFC.
Bang, baby.
Well, hey, bro, I'm so glad that I bumped into you in the alley the other day, man.
Yeah, that's so crazy,
cool.
man. Everything happens for a reason, man.
Neighbors.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Blessed to have you back here in Mansfield, giving back. And next time you're in town, definitely look me up, and we'll make you a frequent flyer on the show here.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me, Brian. Like, this was a blast, man, and it was good seeing you. Like I said, everything happens for a reason, man. And hey, here we are, man. I love to, let people hear my voice. So thanks for giving me the opportunity, man. And praise to the Most High, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, guys. Without him, this is not possible. So thanks him, and we'll see what's next. Stay tuned.
BKFC Welterweight Champion, Mr. Julian Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, my man.